two cars, one garage, and one of the cars was dirty. I also have a motorcycle, so I had to move the cars. I had to play musical chairs with cars. And I noticed, so when you give me a task like that, a very simple task, but if it requires a little bit of multitasking, if it requires placing keys in a certain space, or I was also listening to a podcast. So moving two cars, listening to a podcast. Oh, and I was wearing shorts with very shallow pockets, so the keys kept falling out of my shorts. You ever sit down and the keys fall out of your pants and they go into the crack where you can't reach your hand? Well, all of this was happening, and it took me like 45 minutes to move the cars because one of the cars I moved, it was slightly in the red, and it's one of those annoying things where it's like 6 inches in the red, and you're like, am I gonna get a ticket? Should I just leave it here? And that whole inner conflict. Anyway, I realized I was super annoyed, and I was like, why am I so annoyed? I'm just fucking moving two cars. And when I sat down in a car, my shorts went up, and I realized I was wearing these cheap ass Target shorts that were like made of plastic. I got them while I was traveling a while ago, and they were just still in the package, and so I never threw them away. They were making my balls hot. Like the plastic shorts were making my balls hot, and I realized that's why I was so fucking annoyed, because my balls were hot. And I thought to myself, life's too short for stupid shit like plastic underwear. And so I was like, what else is life too short for? Because I guarantee you, if my balls weren't hot, I wouldn't have been as annoyed moving these two cars. Let me ask you, and we could start with this before I get to my questions, before I get to your questions. What is life too short for? So put it in the box below. You tell me what life is too short for. I'm going to add a few more besides plastic underwear from Target. Life is too short for low thread count, right? Sleep is everything. Guys, instead of spending your money on shoes, buy some good sheets. There's nothing worse than plastic, scratchy sheets where you just have a bad night of sleep because you're trying to be frugal. What else? Life's too short for cheap coffee. I'll admit I spent way too much money on coffee, but I'm okay with it. I drink pour over coffee in the morning. So I drink the cheap coffee that I make at home because I wake up really early, like at 5. But when the coffee shop's open, I've just been trained to drink the expensive $6-7 a cup pour over coffee, the Burundi or something from Ethiopia, and I'm okay with it. Life's too short for this fucking Folgers. I grew up as a Korean drinking Folgers crystals. Remember that? I think it's still available. Koreans like that instant coffee, and I think life's too short for cheap coffee. What else, guys? What else is life too short for? Someone says life's too short for hoarding anything but people or things. Yeah. For at-home hair dye. Yes, life is too short for at-home hair dye. God, life is too short to prove yourself when you're already pure magic. That's a great one. Thank you for that. Life's too short for emotionally immature people. Life is too short for half-ass actions. Ooh, I like that. Life is too short for people that tell stupid lies. Yes, absolutely. Someone says that's because hot balls boil your insides and affect your hormones. Thank you for the science. That's what was happening to me yesterday. Hot balls. Target plastic shorts equals hot balls equals boiling insides equals affecting your hormones equals life is too short for that shit. All right, guys. Let's end with this. Life is too short to not be with the one you love. I love that. Can I add one more? Life's too short for not creating a space for you to express yourself. And let that be whatever you mean, expressing your creativity, not only finding your voice, but expressing yourself in relationships. Ooh, life's too short for cheap bras. Absolutely. Life's too short for beige underwear. Life's too short for cheap gas station sushi, grocery store sushi. If you're gonna eat sushi, just fucking get the good sushi. We don't eat sushi every day, so when you eat sushi, make it pleasurable. You're not trying to go to a sushi buffet and eat crappy fish that you're not going to enjoy. Life's too short for gas station sushi. All right, guys, let's get to your questions. Okay, what do we have here? How to move on from a terrible breakup amidst the quarantine. Lots of breakups happening. I don't like the word moving on when it comes to breakups. First of all, I call a breakup an expired relationship, at least, for now. So it's just a good mindset, I think, a healthy one, because it gives you a sense of letting go, right? When you realize that the relationship has gone as far as it's going to go or meant to go, not a day more, not a day sooner. And so it has expired, right? And then you got to cut the cord. You can't be following people on social media, checking out their lives and what they're doing and who they're dating and all that stuff. It's not about moving on. It's about healing. And the only way you're going to heal is if you create a space with solid boundaries. A lot of people they break up and then they start stalking their exes, right? They're asking friends about them, and all of this, you just keep peeling scabs. So unfollow, unfriend. One of the greatest gifts my ex gave me once was complete silence. Is actually, and at the time I thought that was cold, I thought that was mean. I mean, fuck, we were married. But that healthy boundary that she set, that hard line, forced me to heal and move on instead of peeling scabs. So do yourself a favor and the person that you care about, and hopefully you still care about them, and move on. Here's a question I don't get often. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay, and I'm going to answer it sincerely. These times are crazy. There are days that I am filled with gratitude because my work is online. I don't have a brick and mortar business. I have friends who do, and I understand how hard that can be. My family and I, we've had brick and mortar businesses our entire lives, right? And so growing up in that world, I know the stress of that, right? The rent, the employees, like all that stuff, and especially what's happening now. I can't imagine what that's like. So I have empathy for them. So I'm grateful at times, most of the time, but I also feel claustrophobic. I also feel heavy, literally. I've been eating a lot of my feelings. I've been feeling unmotivated. I've been, also busy raising a daughter. So I'm just going through it, man, going through it like everyone else. And I've just been podcasting, creating content. Just turned in my new book that should be out, hopefully, end of 2020, called Single on Purpose. It's going to go wide. I'm super excited about that. Published by HarperOne/HarperCollins. And just kind of doing the best I can to sit in this and to learn and grow and all of that. And also do everything I can to help other people. Speaking of helping other people, let me just plug something real quick because I'm so excited about it. And it's such a great time to do something like this. If you want to work on yourself and you want to do it in a very cheap, inexpensive way, but get the most bang for your buck, do it in groups. And so I created a virtual wellness center called The Lab, and we're running live online Zoom groups on various topics like codependency, relationships. I have a book club in there. We have meditations, and we're rotating episodic groups. And so click my bio link here on Instagram, or if you're not on Instagram, go to my Instagram at The Angry Therapist, and you'll see it there. Check it out. It's free for a week, and see how you feel with that. It's not a course. Or an audio course or a video course. It's a live group, and people are loving it. All right, guys. What else we have? One more question here. Still think of X years after. Is it really just dysfunction? I'm turning the air conditioner on. Multitasking, guys. Is it really dysfunction, or is there real soul love? Oh, this is a great question, a common question. Listen, just because you think about your ex a lot doesn't mean that you can build a relationship, right? Building a relationship is very different than having feelings for someone. A lot of times we play back the highlight reel and then feelings come up, especially a time like this, quarantine, where we can be lonely, we can start to feel isolated, we could be claustrophobic, we could start to replay all the good times we had with someone. And then, behind every memory is going to be a feeling, and that feeling is going to be strong, and you're going to feel like, oh, maybe that's the one that got away. Or maybe I should call him again. Maybe I should send a text and see what he's doing. It's been a while. Maybe he's changed. If you do that, I think there's a high chance you're going to fall into your head, a time machine, a very slippery well. And I don't know. I think, if two people haven't changed enough, we're talking secondary change, internal change, this whole idea of a round two, a second go at a relationship, it rarely works out, right? Two people have to significantly went through their rebirth for new relationship tracks to be laid. Does that make sense? So just because you're thinking about your ex, and many people are right now, doesn't mean that you should build a relationship with your ex. Just because you have feelings for someone doesn't mean you should choose to build a relationship with. There's two different things, right? Being attracted to someone alone doesn't equal a healthy relationship. You could be attracted to someone and think someone's fucking hot and amazing and dreamy, but maybe building a relationship with that person is a horrible idea. Maybe they don't have tools, right? Chemistry alone doesn't equal tools. So I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to dismiss or excuse chemistry, because of course that's important, right? You don't want to just build a relationship with someone because they make sense, but that alone is not enough. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, great to see your faces. Let's end with 3 more. Life is too short for. Life is too short for, because there's people that are just dropping in now. What is life too short for, guys? 3 more. I'm going to give you one. Life is too short for donuts that are 99 cents. Cheap ass, I guess all donuts are processed sugar, but life is too short for resentments. Yes, absolutely. Life is too short for regrets. Life is too short for arguing about the little things. That's a great one, especially now with quarantine. Let's end with this because I just did it. Life is too short to not turn on the AC. Guys, be well. See you next time.